So, hello, my name's Luke, and I've just sold my salon that I had for 6 years, but I'll probably talk more about that at a different time. The thing I want to talk about today is just before I sold the salon, I had so much going on, and for ages I've felt like I wanted some kind of change, or I don't know, like new direction. I just needed something to happen. I was basically, I think now I realise I was probably feeling a little bit bored. And I walk a lot in the forest, and one day I was driving back from the forest before I started work, and I just said out loud, like, God, universe. I use those words interchangeably. Like, I'm comfortable with any word really, but I'll often say universe mostly. So I said, universe, can you give me a sign of how I need to move forward and make it pretty obvious, because I need it to be really obvious. And that was pretty much it. And I was thinking of like what this sign might look like. You know, is it going to be an actual sign? Like, am I going to see something in the road, or I don't know, something like that. Anyway, I carry on driving to work and I go about my day, and I pretty much forget about that moment. And I'm doing my client and I'm chatting away, and I can't describe exactly how I felt, but where I was cutting hair or just stitching hair in or whatever I was doing, so I was at my section, at my unit, and we had this big dressing table, and I was working there, and right here, sort of at my side vision, I saw a car pull into the car park. And there's a car park, yeah, so it happens all the time, and it happens so often. I'm there every day. I don't even really notice it. But for some reason, I kind of clocked this car pull in, and there was a space right directly opposite the window, which again is kind of a bit rare usually, because there was other businesses for the car park. The spaces are full sort of all the time. Anyway, this car pulls in, and I just notice it, like I said, for some weird reason. And I just kind of notice it and look, and it's a nice car, this big car. And I don't recognise it. Maybe that's what I noticed, that because it's regular businesses, maybe I usually notice who's what cars belongs to who. And I kind of didn't know the car. And I paid it attention. I was like looking and thinking. And also, probably, if you're a hairdresser watching this, you get that kind of like heartbeat kind of moment of like, sometimes I notice someone, and if they're near the door or something, I think, oh my God, am I running that late? Is my next person arriving or whatever? So maybe it was a little bit of that. But I noticed the car stop, someone get out. Again, like, oh, it's not my client. I don't think it's anyone else's client. I don't recognize this person. And so I kind of carry on. I kind of keep, like, I'm aware of this person getting out of the car. And then she starts to walk in the direction of the salon. And I'm still kind of keeping half an eye. And I think, she must be going to one of the other businesses or something. And she walks closer and closer and gets nearer and nearer the door. And I think, she's going to go in the business next door, because our front doors are right next to each other. And I think she's going to go in next door. And she's dressed pretty smart. And I think, maybe she's a rep, maybe she's a product rep, something like that. But anyway, she ends up walking into the salon. And that's really, really unusual, because we're appointment only. We're booked up for like weeks, months, whatever. And so she walks in, and I'm like, hey, and she's like, hey, are you Luke? And I'm like, yeah, how are you doing? Can I help you? Like, are you okay? Anything I can do? Do you need to speak to me? And she was like, yeah, so I'm new to the area. I've just moved from like up north, and I've been told you can help me. And I was like, right, okay. Yeah, what do you need help with? And she was like, anyway, I trained as an extensionist, and I've moved to the area and I don't have any clients, and I've been trying to get a job in a salon and no one will give me any time, and people don't want to know me, and I'm really struggling. And I'm thinking now I can maybe find someone to shadow or sort of, I don't know, just get any help from. And I Googled a few hairdressers and got in contact with one, and she told me you might help me. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. And she mentioned the person that referred her to me. And I was like, oh yeah, I know her really well. I really like her. I've helped her out a few times. How can I help you? And I was like, actually, I'm with my client. I don't want to be disrespectful of my client's time. Give me your number and we'll meet up for a coffee. And so we message and we meet up for a coffee. And she basically tells me she's done this. She had hair extensions, suffered hair loss herself, decided to get extensions, changed her life like incredibly. She absolutely loved having hair extensions, and I think was probably inspired also by the hairdresser and how she was able to help her feel better by the service she did and whatever. And she decided to enroll on this hairdresser's course and learn hair extensions herself. And she's telling me all this. I'm like, do you know what? I've heard of these things going on where people who are not hairdressers, have no experience in hair, enroll on these courses, these one-day courses, and get promised they're going to make, multiple hundreds or thousands of pounds by doing hair extensions. And I feel so many things. So I'm thinking, when I hear this story and think, as someone that has invested so much time, my whole working career basically, into hair, being good at hair, studying hair, educating myself on hair, spending thousands and thousands of pounds, hours and days and weeks and months, and travel and all sorts of things, and connecting at shows and events and on social media and posting and trying to create content and all of this stuff. I've invested so much of my time and energy into this profession, and someone has told you you can achieve things that I potentially have from a day. And that just blows my mind. And I don't know what makes me feel more emotion. The person that is telling her or promising her this, or her for thinking and believing that. I don't know. Anyway, in that moment, I feel bad for her, sad for her, this girl that's walked in the salon, because she's made an investment in this person, in this skill, and has basically been lied to. And then I remember my conversation with the universe in the morning, and I was like, oh my God. I asked for a sign in the morning, and I literally get someone walk in the salon and ask for my help. And so I think, just trust it. And so I decide that I'm going to help her, and that makes me also think maybe I can help you if you're a person in the same position as her and have invested money, time in trying to change your life, and you've been underserved and the person's underdelivered, or you felt excited at the time and then the reality hits like it did for her of, right, she didn't even know how to style hair. I was like, right, okay, there's a couple of things we do straight away. I believe you need to practice this skill. You've been given the fundamental tools, potentially. Show me, I'll give you some feedback, but you must practice. You need to get the reps in. That's how you become good at anything. Playing the piano, whatever, you need to just practice. So I challenge her to do 50 doll's heads in 30 days. And, put the extensions in, take them out. Put the extensions in, take them out. Take photos of you go. Show them to me if I'm not there in person. So I also offered her to come and work in the salon. So for free, just come and bring your doll's head. I'll keep an eye on you. I'm there for the occasional question. I just wanted her to feel like someone is helping her. She doesn't even know anyone. She hasn't even got any friends here. And so practice, get your doll's heads, practice, improve your time, improve your installations, notice things get better. And then once you feel confident and you've built up a little bit of speed, start trying to find and meet people that can be your case study. Admit to them that you're brand new. Please trust me. People can sense the authenticity, and most people, I think, want to help. And so, this is what I did. So I'm teaching her exactly the steps I went through when I was first learning hair extensions. And I'm asking her to do the same thing. So go up to people, say hello, and meet people and tell them what you do, tell them what you're hoping to do, tell them your plan, and then maybe say, can I ask something of you? Can I give you my time and the gift of maybe some hair extensions, and you also give me the gift of your time, and then you get to practice on a real person. So when I was getting my case studies, I bought the hair myself and I did small installations. I didn't do big transformations, but I just did maybe a few for thickness or something. And I said to her, do the same. Get a couple of people, even if you have to invest in it yourself. You're trying to get content, marketing, so you can promote yourself and practice. So if you're buying hair, I feel like I've paid for PR and stuff in the past, and buying hair or buying PR, you're spending the money somewhere. So, or if you sponsor some ads or whatever, you're spending money somewhere. Money helps move things forward a little bit. So if you can invest in buy some hair for someone and they give you their time and you can practice on them, you can make some content of it, and you can begin to let the wider world, your friends and family, maybe on social media, you can let them know what you're doing. They can see what you're doing, not just on a doll's head. They can see that someone else is trusting you. And then that person that case study might even tell a friend, or the friend might even notice and want to get in on that same offer too. So get a couple of case studies under your belt. So practice on your doll's head, get a couple of case studies, and then once you've done that, you can just keep promoting. So I think promote yourself, case studies, and practice. They're the first things you need to do. And I think I came off the subject a little bit, but this person I'm talking about, the girl that walked in the salon, she didn't even know, hadn't been taught how to style hair. And this was the sad thing. I was watching her do the case studies, and realised, oh my God, she hasn't been taught anything. She hasn't been taught how to cut the hair to colour match, to potentially adjust that person's hair colour to match the extensions, or colour the hair extensions to match the hair. She's not a hairdresser. She doesn't know how to colour hair. Doesn't even know how to mix a colour. She can't style. She can't style. She can't even, doesn't even know competently how to even curl her own hair, how to straighten her own hair. She doesn't know anything about styling, doesn't know anything about cutting, doesn't know about anything about colour, doesn't even do a professional shampoo and condition. So let down. So this brings me back to this video, this conversation. This is me. I've left my salon, sold my salon. I've got this studio, and I'm on this mission, so far anyway, to help people. And I want to help people. And if you're one of these people that maybe is in this position and needs someone to help, I'm not sure in what way yet. I'm still figuring that out. But if you follow along my journey, I'm sure there will be some way I come up with this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If this has brought up any questions or anything, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer any questions or guide you to even the right people. Maybe that's how I can help at the moment. I think I know a lot of people, and there's few people that I would trust, and I probably know someone that can help you, or educators and stuff, in every single avenue of hair, whether it be colouring, styling, cutting, photographic work, wigs, anything. Of doing it for so long, I know so many amazing people that I would recommend to you and you could trust. Anyway, thanks again. I'll speak to you soon.